Hey everybody, welcome to ASP Wilderness. I'm your host Chris, and we are going to show you some kayak modifications. Well, as the kayak sits right now, this is how it came. It came with the seat, rod holder, and a paddle with a paddle holder on both sides with the mold in right here. Two handles, the bungees in the back, the bungees in the front, and it came with this nice little dry tank right here. You clip this little dude out right here, and you got all your stuff in there, and then you got the hull of the kayak. And that just seals down, and then you band it right into place. I'll give you a close up of that in a second. You got two rod holders in the back. You got a handle on each side, a nice rail on both sides, adjustable footrest, and this is a Lifetime Tamarack Pro. Right there, I don't know if y'all can see that. What we're going to do today is we're going to put in another dry storage, just like this one up here. And I'm thinking about putting another one in right here, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to do it right here. And right here is a V-taper. So for anybody who has been looking at their kayaks and saying, man, this thing comes down at a point, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm going to show you how to do that today. So this is the dry storage right here, and it's just a 6-inch bag that you pull the latch on right here, you twist it, you open it up, you can put stuff in there. What's important to note is you can grab this bag from the top and pull it right out, and then you can access the inside of the hole right there, which is really nice because I like to do a little bit of camping, as you might all know already, all my OGs. I am so sorry I had to change the name, guys, but everybody kept stealing my name, and you know how it is. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. So here I am. So anyway, lock it back, close it, and we're gonna put that right up here. And I'm gonna show you how to measure that out. And I'm also gonna give you some measurements on this. You can find this on Amazon for I think I got both of these for under 30 bucks. And yes, I got two of these for under 30 bucks. And I also bought a cup holder that I'll show you in a minute. And then I built this kind of jerry rig basket that you might enjoy. But I also learned that off of YouTube as well, and I'll tell y'all the name of that channel in a minute. And let's get started with this install. Alright, as promised, I told you I was going to give you some measurements here. So I'm going to push this dry bag down, and we're going to take this right here, and we're going to come across, and that looks like the hole needs to be 1 3/8 inches, and then the outer diameter, the space you're going to need, is going to be 8 1/16. So we're going to put this video on pause due to the fact that, of course, the rain has decided to join us on this glorious video. We'll be right back.
Okay, so I lost my audio on a couple sections of my videos, and I'm just going to be doing a voiceover for these parts right here. So it rained earlier, and I'm just cleaning off the top. Gonna get it nice and dry because I'm going to be making a mark with it. And these are the tools I'm going to be using, a jigsaw and a drill. My drill bit is just big enough for my saw blade to fit in, and I'm also going to be using a silicone gun, and an orbital sander. And orbital sander, I say at one point that it's not necessary, but it very much is to get a clean hole for your bead. So I'm about to get audio back right here, so I'm going to jump off.
Okay, now I have everything. I couldn't find my marker. Don't know what I did with it. Probably right here in my face. But anyway, you know how that goes. So I'm gonna center this latch up with this B right here. Once I have it pretty centered where I like it, I'm gonna hold it down. I'm sitting there looking at my mark, and it's a little on the outside of where I want to cut. Make that line nice and neat. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a hole with my drill, and then after I punch a hole with my drill, I'm going to go around it, cut the hole out with my my jigsaw, and then I'm going to try to fit it. If it doesn't fit just right, I'm going to just keep on making little bitty adjustments. I don't want to cut it too big because I can't add material. Well, I can, but who wants to do that? But I can take away. There it is. There's a giant hole in my kayak now. So I'm going to take my orbital sander after I make sure this fits. Looks like we need to take a little bit more off. That's fine. I cut on the inside of my line because I didn't, like I said, I can't add, but I can take away. There it is. She fits. Now, what's important to note is, I told you before, I have a V taper, right? So with that V taper, I have a big gap here and I'm flush here. And that is what's important about this video, because a lot of people have this issue when they buy a kayak and then they're like, oh man, I should have bought a different one. But I'm going to show you how to get around that and get the storage that you want and keep the beautiful kayak that you got. I can stand on this kayak. I can do all kind of stuff on this kayak, and this kayak is amazing. I love it. And for $250, brother, you can't beat that. So I'm going to pull this out, and then we're going to go to the next step, the orbital sander, and then the following step will be how we're going to get this straight. A lot of you might be asking, is the orbital sander necessary? Probably not, because it does have a lip on it, but I want to make things clean anyway. Now, I just have an old rough 120 pad on here. And that's all there is to it with the orbital sander. Now, you can use just some regular sandpaper, or you can leave it how it is. It's really not that big of a deal. So, we know we want it right there. And I forgot the main tool. Let me go grab it real quick. That didn't take too long. Alright, this is a DeWalt 20-volt heat gun. You don't have to have this heat gun, but you can have any kind of heat gun you need. There's a car passing. Thank you for interrupting our video. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this heat gun, I'll lock it into place.
Now right here where I'm heating it up, I'm just heating it up on them two ends of the V-taper and a little bit to the sides.
Now that didn't take too long. We saw some flex come out of it. We're really happy with that, and we know that we can get the flex that we need. Now I have a pretty flat surface here now. It's not 100% yet, but
So here's another spot where I lost some audio. So went ahead to speed it up a little bit and show you that I'm using liquid nail silicone. Um, Probably not the best silicone to use. It'll probably leak in the future, but I can always pull it back out and put some marine grade silicone. That's just what I had laying around the house. I put that bead on both sides and then put the gasket on. Then I'm drilling my holes, stern and bow, screwing those in first to pull that V-taper up if there was any gap left. Then I'm drilling out the rest of my holes and gonna go ahead and put a little bit of silicone right there on the kayak, and I'm dipping the tip of each screw in the silicone to give us some extra sealant right there. Uh, don't put too much because it's gonna ooze out, and then you're gonna have a big mess to clean up. And silicone likes to stick to you pretty good. And just gonna get them snug. Don't use a drill because you're drilling into plastic, so you don't want to strip that out right there. So all the rest of this video is going to be voiceover because I lost my audio. Yes, I have a good microphone. I have a Rogue microphone. I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe it had a loose connection or whatever, but what I'm telling you here is that piece that I cut out, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to save it because it's the same material as my kayak. Obviously, it came out of my kayak, and I'm going to be able to use that for repairs in the future. And that is a cup holder that slides up and down on the rail, and you just screw it down and it holds tight. I got that off Amazon. That was $15, and it really holds the drink pretty good. You don't want to lose your bottle of water while you're kayaking. And then after I get done caulking over my cup holder, I'll switch over to this basket right here. Now, I said I was going to give the channel a shout out that I learned this idea from, and that is Bearded Dad Fishing. Very family friendly channel. So if you want to go check them out, they're pretty cool too. Um, he has a lot of kayak videos, and if you notice, the basket stays open by itself. I used 5 tie wraps in the back for a hinge, drilled the holes for those, and then drilled the holes and ran the bungees in there, and turned out to be a pretty good deal. I just strap it down to the back of the kayak and throw my tackle boxes in there so I don't lose all my tackle gear. Uh, so I don't know what else I could be telling you about that right now. I'm not 100% sure what I'm talking about, but I bungee it to the sides over there. Seems to be a good spot for it. I'm going to give you a walk around the kayak, and that's coming up in just a few seconds. Here we go. Now, this is a Lifetime Tamarack Pro, and those little marks right there, there's actually numbers. You can't really see it, but you see it when you're sitting in a kayak, and that is to measure your fish, which is pretty nice that they had that little added feature. And the kayak came with that awesome seat, came with that fishing rod holder, and then it's got the two I think you call them drag back. Those two in the back, those where you can just throw your lines out and just keep paddling and drag your fishing line along. But anyway, that's it for the video, guys. I sure do appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you, and please hit the like and subscribe.